Hello, my name is Liza Maria, and today on my podcast, I'm glad to have Anastasia Stepanova, which is a mission specialist in Sirius 19, a researcher engineer, and a space journalist. Hello, Anastasia. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you for the invite.
That's great. So, to start this podcast, can you tell us more about yourself, like your career working in space?
I have an untraditional path, and it's been so many years. First, I started as a space journalist, but I always dreamed to fly to space. And just when I was in my university, I didn't believe I have the right stuff for becoming a cosmonaut. So I started to do the space journalism, and my advisor was cosmonaut Baturin. He, I think, gave me this um, ideal image of astronauts, cosmonauts, that they're very smart and noble, and not only smart in a technical level, but knowing many languages, cultural art, etc. So for me, it was really high standard, and I was always having this example to what should I do and what should I achieve also as a human being. And I will tell you that not all cosmonauts and astronauts like that, honestly. I realized it later when I met others. But it's a good thing when you have, such a high standard, and that will keep you pushing, and you will be very motivated. So then I realized that I still want to do space, like real space, and I decided to try because we live only once. So I think I changed my life when I was 27. And it's for those who are afraid to change something, when they're in their 20s, thinking that they already chose the path and that's it. No, do it. And don't be afraid for sure. And I started to apply for different contests. I was part of Mars One, which is now bankrupt, unfortunately. Then I was part of a Mars Society mission that was 3 months in Utah and then 3 months in Arctic. I, of course, realized I have many blank spaces and that I need to get an engineering degree. So I got my second degree in engineering. And after that, I will just, keep learning and looking what is missing, what will make me more compatible for the cosmonaut selection. And I'm still doing this. I'm now 38, and I'm still, still studying, still trying to figure out how to get to space. So I think it's a nonstop process.
That's great. And I also know you're the first female to participate in a dry immersion experiment. So, how was that like? Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, I was working for a few years in Institute of Biomedical Problems, which is a leading organization in the world in space medicine biology. So basically, we have different experiments on humans on extreme environment of space. And one of them was dry immersion. It's the way to simulate negative effects of microgravity here on Earth. And how it's done, basically, it's a big bath filled with water. On top, you have a waterproof foil. Then the test subject goes into this bath. So basically, you're all in the water until your neck, and you spend there several days, which causes the muscle atrophy, problems, with even like blood distribution and some heart problems. I mean, not terrible ones. It's just like the reaction of your body to this extreme environment. And we have different experiments on how to countermeasure, what we are having. And I think since 70s, this experiment was only with male test subject. And I was like, why? What? Women are not flying to space. Their bodies are what the same as men. And so finally, we did in 2020 the first female dry immersion experiment. It was 6 of us, and it was really fascinating and interesting how women react differently to this extreme environment of being in a bath for several days without any. You cannot even go or stretch yourself or stand up. So.
Yes, so you are also a mission specialist for Series 19. So what unique challenges or experience have you go through?
Yeah, it was a serious mission. It was joint mission with NASA and Institute of Biomedical Problems. It's we had first mission was 2 weeks, was with another crew. Then it was our crew for 4 months of isolation in a special habitat located in Moscow. It's imitates the space, the orbital station, and it's fully hermetic with its own atmosphere, air pressure. But when you're there, you don't know what's happening outside because we don't have any, sunlight. We don't see what's going on. We don't have internet access. So we're really isolated. And isolation also plays a crucial factor on human well-being. So we also studied that how on different levels, this affects us, like from starting with physiology, immune response to the psychology and cognitive functions. And this was really amazing period of my life. We had a crew commander, cosmonaut who was on ISS. So we had 2 crew members from USA. So we had it very close to what on ISS, both everyone should speak Russian and English. And we had a lot of work to do, schedule, mission support, mission control. And yeah, it was like Cosmo said, on ISS you have at least beautiful view. Here you don't have it. So he said maybe actually this experiment was even harder than being in space. So and I loved it. It was great. Of course, there were like moments where you don't feel good, or but it's very useful when you know why you're doing this. So your motivation. If you do it for money, this is not the best motivation. But if you understand that you're doing it for science, even it's a small amount that you put into this, but if still it plays a role in the bigger picture of space exploration, then it's amazing feeling. So for me, this was helpful, and also I was doing exercise almost like every day. So this also is a great way to keep with stress or irritation, and just being good crew member, having good meal together. So yeah.
That's awesome. And how do you see your role in the next context of long duration space flights to say?
I'm doing now my PhD in space resources. Basically, we're studying how we can mine the moon, or actually getting the resources from the moon that will be useful for human settlement. And so we wouldn't bring, things from Earth, which is very expensive, and we can produce things on the moon. So for me, of course, will be amazing to someday, as a moon specialist in moon resources specialist, professional, go to the moon and really work on making it more habitable, more comfortable place for us, for humans.
Yes, and I also know you're part of Mundao like I am, and Mundao is a nice community with lots of space people. And my question is, what do you think of Mundao, and how are you going to see Mundao in the near future?
Moondao, yeah, it's amazing how times have changed, because when I was growing up, we knew that space is only several countries are allowed to have the big space program, and it's only government program. Okay, then we had like billionaires who can buy ticket to space. Then we have the private space sector, but still, you were thinking, oh my God, it's look, I need to earn so much money in order to buy even the ticket to space. So it's still inaccessible. And what Mundao is doing is amazing because it basically shows that you don't have to be this rare percent, either like government structure or the private space companies and millionaires, but ordinary people can actually help you to, fulfill your dream, and to decide, you're going to space or for the zero gravity flight. Like I won the contest with Mundao for the zero gravity flight, and it was amazing. And I didn't even think that it will be possible. So I'm so grateful that they started this project and showing that actually ordinary people can do a lot for their dreams. And I'm so looking forward for their next flight with, that will should happen anytime soon. They will send Ayman Jahangir to with the Blue Origin to space for what, like I think 5 minutes, but still, it's amazing.
Yes, and I think Iman is really cool, and yes, that's gonna be awesome. And in the past few years, and also this year too, we have lots of space flights, and especially for space traveling mostly. And I think we really need that too. So what's your opinion about it? Like going in space for space traveling?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, if it's just going uh, for this like 5 minutes flight, and then you say, okay, I've been to space, I fulfilled my dream, great. It's a great way for people who dream about it to have it. And I think there is another type of people who want to work in space, for whom it's not enough just to be there for 3 minutes, but who actually want to work there. And that's another thing. And with this group of people, it's still you have to be in a cosmonaut or astronaut. It's still hard and still small percent. But I think with the um, if we have successful Starship and things will change, then for sure there will be a lot of people needed to go to the moon or to Mars, and I think the whole field will change. So we might just, need like ordinary, hey, we need a mechanic or we need a flight attendant for this flight. So yeah, I really wish to see those times.
Yes, and as a space journalist too, and with all the cool things you did, what was the coolest thing you did with as a space journalist, or can you tell us a story from your career?
So in all my experiments, I was also not only the mission specialist or like a test subject, but also my second role was to be a journalist and to tell, from inside what's happening and why we need all those experiments, why it's important, but to tell it in a, fun way, not in a boring scientific way. And so, yeah, I enjoyed all the missions that I've been part of. I was doing the journalist reports for them. And I was surprised that they were popular, that many people read them and enjoyed it. So for me, it's a really amazing feeling. And hopefully, there are more to come. And I'm still planning to write here for space.com, other media. So I still combine being research engineer and a journalist.
That's awesome. And what are some of the big things you're going to do in the near future?
Well, I need to finish my PhD to write a dissertation. I'm also started recently working in really cool space resources startup called Outward Technologies. And so we have a really interesting project coming. on working with lunar regolith. And yeah, I hopefully later on I will be able to show it. But yeah, for now I think it's pretty enough to finish my dissertation and um, yeah, start my my new job on a good path.
And the last question here is how did you become a space enthusiast? Is there a specific story?
um, well, you just I don't know, you start loving space. It depends. Either your parents talk about it, or you read it in science fiction books, and from there, even if you need to understand if it's really yours. So if you stop being involved in space, and then you feel uh, not happy about it, I think then definitely you have to come back and do something. And there are so many ways how you can get involved. You don't need to be only like a engineer or scientist. You can be now a blogger, a journalist, artist, lawyer, because we also have a space law, and it's still the area is still, undefined. There are so many things that we have to figure out. And yeah, that's why I love space, because it's has so many different professions inside of it, and it's just really amazing.
Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. It was great to have you here to share your experience with space, and good luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Good luck to your podcast.
Thank you.